Hello, family. This is Dr. Willie Green, aka Dr. Financial Literacy. Thank you very much for stopping in today. This is day 15 of my journey in terms of using velocity banking to improve my credit and hopefully get a all-in-one mortgage or a HELOC to reduce my debt further. Today, talk a little bit about pledge loan from Navy Federal that I would have been able to obtain, update on the budget, and also looking at what holds in store for February of 2024. Let's go ahead and get started with today. Glad you were able to come today. So in just looking at the budget in general, comparing so far January to February, and we just see some of the changes and the issues that wanted to make sure. So I took out a cash advance from my debit credit card from Navy Federal at 1860 last January. That seemed to work out well. I took another chunk out 1860, placed that onto a card that we'll talk about later, and also moved over some credit card cash rewards. So that also increased my income. Housing costs basically should remain the same. I expect maybe just a little difference in the utilities, but the base rate will stay the same. And looking at some of the expenses, these are just the credit cards that I'm working through. Now, I did get a pledge loan from Navy Federal, and the pledge loan is me putting up my own money into an account, and then they provide me with a loan that I can use. The loan that I have now is a 5-year term, $70 a month, beginning in March, not February. I'm sorry, beginning in February. I'm sorry, beginning in March. So I have that at 2.25, and I'm looking at a way of using that currently to also reduce my debt. The purpose of me getting the loan was to build a relationship more further with Navy Federal, and I think they should get internal points. So I'm working on trying to get the internal points. These numbers should stay the same in general. Now moving on to another card. I think I did well with the velocity banking. So this card here, my Wells Fargo business card, have a balance on that, and I'm gonna start using velocity banking to bring that down, just like I did with my other cards. From this, I was able to eliminate Discover, able to eliminate Walmart. I was able to eliminate the pedal card last month using velocity banking without making any extra money, just changing the way that I use my money. I closed down one or two of my personal accounts, but I still have the savings account, and use those resources within the velocity banking. The money was just sitting there in general. And once I started really looking into velocity banking and the cost, I can see how much could be saved. So I moved out of two of my checking accounts into doing velocity banking. Let's see, car payment remains the same. Insurance remained the same. Gas and fuel. I did put $60 to fill up the tank, and I'm gonna see how long it takes me. Generally, it used to take me I was filling up every 2 days and going to work. Now with the Kia Forte, I'm filling up maybe once a week. Thank goodness. Thank you. Publishing, that's it. The expenses for this particular section, 622. Now for my daily living section, it changed a little in the sense that the Zoom communication came off, the postal service, apartment application, some basic things came off, and looking to build them back up. Some things I just kept on, just moved from one section to the next. So see if my groceries stay the same, my cell phone stay the same. Eating and dining out, I think last did 1391. Sorry that disappeared. So trying to stay within that also. So the difference, you can see it dropped significantly, and that's because definitely these two were major contributors last month. And looking at total income, the income went up. Total expenses went down significantly because of that 1341 that was for the Discover card that really helped out. So that was paid off using the 1860 earlier. So I'm saving some interest on that. The housing expenses stayed the same. The monthly expenses went down significantly because of that, and the daily living, and also having to pay interest on the cards of credit. So I haven't gotten the statement yet, but I'm looking to probably pay between 20 to 30% to Navy Federal for extending the loan. There was not any transfer fee or any other fees associated with moving the money between banks and between accounts. So let's switch over to my debts. So still, as I spoke earlier, have 3 properties that initially brought me to this journey. I was trying to get a home equity line on each one of the properties, but because they're investment properties in general, I was unable to get it with those companies. I may go back. So I'm looking for a home equity line of credit. That therefore I'm trying to improve my credit, bring down to get at least one of the mortgages off the books, and maybe that'll help me with my debt to income ratios. U.S. Department of Education, and these are the remainder in general of the bills that I have. So I'm just gonna take a just brief second to arrange them. And so I'm gonna try to tackle these more in descending order, except for the big ones. So next, this is the next one. The project that I want to work on is getting down to Wells Fargo. Currently, it was last month at 6653.03. I took that 1860 from Navy Federal, threw it on top of that. So that reduced the average daily balance, and I did that I think February the 2nd. So the balance would start off at 6653. I chunked on that 1860 for Navy Federal. That brought down the average daily balance and reduced the interest. Once I get paid on the 8th or the 9th, take that paycheck, dump it into the Wells Fargo, pay my bills out of that, and also bring down the principal further. I've been able to run my mortgages, these 3, through one of the banking institutions in general, and now I'm getting rewards and points for it. It was definitely some juggling around, but you can, or I have been able to use one of my major banking institutions to run my mortgage through with a little bit creative movement of money that I found on the internet. So that's awesome and getting points. Discover card, as I mentioned earlier, these were the ones that I was able to eliminate last month, so I don't have that anymore. And that resulted in approximately $95 a month in additional cash flow that's into the budget. That's going to help further with the velocity banking in general. So my total debt carrying about 325, waiting for the next credit report to come out. But the objective of the velocity banking is to reduce my debt significantly. Hopefully, put me in a position where I can go back and get a HELOC or what's called an all-in-one mortgage, also, so that I can be in a better financial position. So, in general, really encourage you to look at velocity banking, look at the potential. If you like to work with me, or if I can sit down and talk with you, and I can work with helping you improve your credit. Definitely contact me through my telephone, or you can use my email below, and I'd love to work with you. Again, I'm not a CPA, I'm not an attorney or financial advisor. These are my real world experiences as an experimental political economist. Thank you very much for your time and hope everyone has a great day. Bye-bye.